Have you ever felt like there's something more to life? Like you're meant for bigger things, but can't quite reach them? Well, you're not alone. Many of us feel this way, but what if I told you that you already have everything you need to change your life? It's true. The power is right inside you, in your mind. It's called consciousness, and it's like a superpower we all have, but don't know how to use. Now, you might be thinking, consciousness? Isn't that just being awake? But it's so much more than that. It's the key to unlocking your true potential and getting what you want in life. It's not some fancy trick or secret technique. It's simpler and more powerful than that. It's about understanding how your mind shapes your world. Think about it for a moment. Everything you see around you, everything you experience, it all starts in your mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. They're like the seeds that grow into your reality. But here's the thing. Most of us don't realize we're planting these seeds. We're doing it all the time without even knowing it. Imagine you're thinking about getting a new car. Suddenly, you start seeing that car everywhere. It's not that there are more of those cars on the road, it's just that your mind is now noticing them. That's a small example of how your consciousness works. Now think about how this applies to bigger things in your life, your job, your relationships, your dreams. Your mind is shaping all of these things, whether you realize it or not. Here's where things get serious. If you don't learn how to use this power, you might keep struggling in life. You might feel stuck, like you're running on a hamster wheel. You work hard, you try different things, but nothing seems to change. That's because you're not addressing the root of the problem, your consciousness. Think about someone who always says, "I'm not good with money." What do you think happens to that person? They usually struggle with money. It's not because they're unlucky, it's because their mind is creating that reality for them. They believe they're bad with money, so they make choices that prove them right. Or maybe you know someone who always says, "I'll never find love." What happens to them? They often stay single or end up in bad relationships. Again, it's not bad luck. It's their mind creating that reality. This is what happens when we don't harness the power of our consciousness. We let our old beliefs and negative thoughts run the show. We keep creating the same problems and struggles over and over again. It's like trying to drive a car without knowing how to use the steering wheel. You might move, but you won't get where you want to go. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. You can learn to use your consciousness. You can take control of the steering wheel and drive your life where you want it to go. And that's what we're going to learn how to do. So, what exactly is consciousness? It's not as complicated as it might sound. Simply put, consciousness is your awareness. It's the part of you that thinks, feels, and experiences the world. It's like the screen of your mind where all your thoughts, feelings, and experiences play out. But consciousness is more than just what's happening in your head right now. It's also all the beliefs, ideas, and memories you've collected over your life. These form a kind of filter through which you see the world. They shape how you interpret things and how you react to them. Let's use an example to make this clearer. Imagine two people looking at the same cloudy sky. One person thinks, "Oh no, it's going to rain. My day is ruined." The other person thinks, "Great, the plants need this rain. It's going to be a cozy day." Same sky, different reactions. That's consciousness at work. Your consciousness is like the director of your life movie. It decides what scenes to focus on, how to interpret them, and how to react to them. And just like a movie director, your consciousness is always working, even when you're not actively thinking about it. Here's another everyday example. Have you ever had a song stuck in your head? You're not trying to think about it, but there it is, playing on repeat. That's your consciousness at work. It's running in the background. influencing what you think about and how you feel. Now that we understand what consciousness is, let's talk about how it affects your life. This is where things get really interesting and powerful. Your consciousness doesn't just influence how you see the world, it actually helps create your reality. This might sound a bit out there, but stay with me. I'll explain how this works. Remember how we said consciousness is like a filter? Well, this filter doesn't just change how you see things. It also changes what you notice, what you focus on, and what you do. And all of these things shape your experiences and your life. Let's use an example. Imagine you believe that people are generally kind and helpful. With this belief in your consciousness, you're more likely to notice when people do kind things, interpret neutral actions as kind, act in kind ways yourself, attract kind people into your life, notice when people do unkind things, interpret neutral actions as unkind, act in defensive or unkind ways yourself, attract difficult people into your life, same world, different experiences, all because of what's in your consciousness. This doesn't mean that your thoughts magically change the world around you. But they do change how you interact with the world, and those interactions shape your experiences and your reality. Think about it like this. Your consciousness is like a magnet. It doesn't change what exists in the world, but it does attract certain experiences and repel others. And over time, these attracted experiences become your life. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. Say you're looking for a new job. If your consciousness is full of thoughts like, I'm not qualified or no one will hire me, here's what might happen. You might not even apply for jobs you're actually qualified for. In interviews, you might come across as unsure or negative. You might focus on all the reasons you won't get the job. You might give up easily if you face any setbacks. On the other hand, if your consciousness is filled with thoughts like, I have valuable skills and the right job is out there for me, things might go differently. You're more likely to apply for jobs that match your skills. In interviews, you'll probably come across as confident and positive. You'll focus on your strengths and how you can contribute. You're more likely to keep trying, even if you face setbacks, same job market, different approach, different results, all because of what's in your consciousness. This doesn't mean that changing your thoughts will instantly get you your dream job. Life is more complex than that, but it does mean that what's in your consciousness plays a big role in shaping your experiences and opportunities. Here's something else to consider. Your consciousness doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you too. It's like throwing a stone in a pond. The ripples spread out and touch everything. When you change your consciousness, you change how you act. When you change how you act, you change how people respond to you. And when people respond to you differently, your experiences change. It's a cycle that keeps reinforcing itself. Let's use another example. Say you decide to shift your consciousness to be more positive and grateful. Here's what might happen. You start noticing more good things in your life. You begin to express more gratitude to others. People around you feel appreciated and respond more positively to you. You start attracting more positive people and experiences. Your life begins to feel more positive overall. This ripple effect can touch every area of your life, your relationships, your work, your health, even your finances. It's all connected, and it all starts with your consciousness. Now, if changing your consciousness is so powerful, why doesn't everyone do it? Well, it's not always easy. Our consciousness is shaped by years of experiences, beliefs, and habits. Changing it takes time and effort. Think about it like this. Your current consciousness is like a well-worn path in a forest. It's easy to walk down because you've done it so many times before. Changing your consciousness is like creating a new path. At first, it's hard. You have to push through the undergrowth. You might stumble or get scratched by branches. But each time you walk this new path, it gets a little easier. And eventually it becomes as easy and natural as the old path. This is why many people give up on changing their consciousness. They try for a little while, but when they don't see instant results, they go back to their old ways of thinking. They don't realize that lasting change takes time and persistence. But here's the thing, even though it's challenging, changing your consciousness is absolutely possible. And the rewards are incredible. It's like upgrading the operating system of your mind. Everything in your life runs better. So, how do you start harnessing the power of your consciousness? The first step is simple but powerful. Become aware of your thoughts. Most of us go through life on autopilot. We're not really aware of what we're thinking most of the time. Our thoughts just happen, like background noise. But these thoughts are shaping our reality all the time. Start by taking a few minutes each day to just notice your thoughts. Don't try to change them yet. Just watch them, like you're watching clouds float by in the sky. You might be surprised by what you notice. Are your thoughts mostly positive or negative? Do you spend a lot of time worrying about the future or regretting the past? Do you often think, I can't, or I'm not good enough? Just noticing these patterns is a huge first step. Here's a simple exercise to try. Set a timer for 5 minutes. During that time, just sit quietly and notice your thoughts. Every time a thought comes up, label it as positive, negative, or neutral. Don't judge your thoughts or try to change them. Just notice them. This exercise might seem too simple to be powerful, but it is. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see what's been there all along, and once you can see it, you can start to change it. As you practice this awareness, you'll start to see patterns in your thinking. You might notice that you have a lot of worried thoughts about money, or that you often think negatively about your abilities at work, or that you have a habit of comparing yourself to others. This awareness is incredibly powerful. Why? Because you can't change what you're not aware of. It's like trying to clean a stain on your shirt without knowing where the stain is. Once you're aware of your thought patterns, you can start to change them. But here's an important point. Don't beat yourself up if you notice a lot of negative thoughts. That's normal. We all have negative thoughts sometimes. The goal isn't to never have a negative thought. The goal is to be aware of our thoughts so we can choose which ones to focus on and which ones to let go. Remember, your thoughts are not you. They're just thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you want to believe and act on. But first, you need to be aware of them. As you practice this awareness, you'll develop what I call the habit of consciousness. This means you'll start to naturally notice your thoughts throughout the day, not just during your dedicated practice time. This habit of consciousness is like a superpower. It allows you to catch negative thoughts before they spiral out of control. It helps you notice opportunities you might have missed before. It gives you the power to choose your reactions instead of just responding on autopilot. For example, let's say you make a mistake at work. Without the habit of consciousness, you might automatically think, I'm so stupid, and feel bad about yourself for the rest of the day. But with the habit of consciousness, you might notice that thought and choose a different one, like, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. What can I learn from this? The habit of consciousness gives you the power to shape your experience of life. It's like being the director of your own movie instead of just watching whatever shows up on the screen. As you get better at noticing your thoughts, you can start to expand your awareness to other areas. Notice how your body feels when you have certain thoughts. Notice how your emotions change throughout the day. Notice how your thoughts affect your actions. This expanded awareness gives you even more power to shape your life. You might notice that certain thoughts make you feel tense and anxious, or that other thoughts make you feel energized and confident. This awareness allows you to choose thoughts that support the life you want to create. You can also start to notice the connection between your thoughts and the events in your life. You might realize that on days when you wake up thinking today is going to be a great day, you tend to have more positive experiences, or that when you approach a challenge thinking, I can handle this, you usually find a way to succeed. This doesn't mean that your thoughts control everything that happens to you. Life is complex, and many things are outside our control. But your thoughts do influence how you perceive and respond to events. And over time, this has a big impact on your life. As you continue to practice awareness and develop the habit of consciousness, you're embarking on an incredible journey. It's a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. It's a journey that can transform your life from the inside out. This journey isn't always easy. You might uncover thoughts and beliefs that are uncomfortable. You might realize that some of your habitual ways of thinking aren't serving you well. This can be challenging to face. But remember, the goal isn't to have perfect thoughts all the time. The goal is to become aware of your thoughts so you can make conscious choices. It's about becoming the author of your own story instead of just being a character in someone else's script. As you continue on this journey, you'll likely find that your consciousness begins to shift naturally. Positive thoughts become more common. Negative thoughts lose their power. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to feel more in control of your life. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, like the changing of seasons, but over time, the changes can be profound. People often report feeling happier, more confident, and more at peace. They find that their relationships improve, their work becomes more fulfilling, and their lives feel more meaningful. Now that we understand what consciousness is and how it affects our lives, let's talk about the first key to using it effectively. This key is all about focus. What you focus on grows. It's like watering a plant. The thoughts and ideas you give attention to are the ones that will flourish in your mind and eventually in your life. Think about it like this. Your mind is like a big garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. What you focus on is like water and sunlight. If you keep focusing on negative thoughts, you're essentially watering the weeds in your mental garden. But if you choose to focus on positive, helpful thoughts, you're nurturing beautiful flowers and nutritious vegetables. This doesn't mean you should ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to put your mental energy. For example, if you're facing a challenge at work, you could focus on how hard and unfair it is, or you could focus on how you can learn and grow from the experience. Both thoughts might be true, but the one you focus on will shape your experience and your actions. Start your day with intention. When you wake up, take a few minutes to think about what you want to focus on that day. Maybe it's being patient with your kids, or doing your best at work, or taking care of your health. Setting this intention helps guide your focus throughout the day. Use positive affirmations. These are short, positive statements that you repeat to yourself. For example, I am capable of handling whatever comes my way, or I choose to focus on the good in my life. Say these to yourself, especially when you notice negative thoughts creeping in. Practice gratitude. Each day, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big things like your health or small things like a good cup of coffee. This trains your mind to notice the positive things in your life. Redirect negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, don't beat yourself up. Instead, gently redirect your thoughts to something more positive or productive. It's like changing the channel on a TV. Visualize what you want. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself living the life you want. How does it feel? What are you doing? This helps focus your mind on your goals and desires. Remember, the goal isn't to never have a negative thought. That's not realistic. The goal is to choose where you put your mental energy most of the time. It's like steering a boat. Small adjustments in your focus can lead to big changes in where you end up. Now you might be thinking, this sounds simple. How can it really make a big difference? The power is in the consistency. Changing your focus for a day or two won't dramatically change your life, but doing it consistently, day after day, can lead to profound changes. Think about it like working out. If you go to the gym once, you won't see much change. But if you go regularly for months, you'll see significant results. It's the same with focusing your consciousness. It's a mental workout that gets stronger with practice. As you consistently focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you'll start to notice changes. You might find yourself feeling more optimistic. You might start seeing opportunities you didn't notice before. You might handle stress better. These small changes add up over time, leading to bigger shifts in your life. The second key to harnessing the power of your consciousness is belief. Your beliefs are like the foundation of a house. They support everything else in your consciousness. If your foundation is weak or faulty, it doesn't matter how nice the rest of the house is, it won't stand strong. When we talk about beliefs, we're not just talking about big philosophical ideas. We're talking about all the ideas you hold to be true about yourself, others, and the world. These beliefs shape how you interpret events, how you make decisions, and what you think is possible for you. For example, if you believe I'm not good at math, you'll probably avoid math-related tasks. You might not even try to improve your math skills. This belief limits your options and your potential. On the other hand, if you believe I can learn anything if I put my mind to it, you're much more likely to take on challenges and grow your skills. The tricky thing about beliefs is that we often don't even realize we have them. They feel like facts to us. But many of our beliefs are just ideas we've picked up along the way, from our parents, our experiences, our culture. And not all of these beliefs serve us well. The first step in working with your beliefs is to identify them. This takes some deep thinking and honest self-reflection. Here's a simple exercise to help you uncover some of your beliefs. Think about different areas of your life, your work, your relationships, your health, your finances. For each area, complete these sentences. I am. Other people are. The world is. Money is. Success is. Happiness is. Look at your answers. Are they mostly positive or negative? Do they empower you or limit you? This exercise can reveal beliefs you might not have realized you had. For example, you might discover that you believe success is only for lucky people, or I am not worthy of love. These beliefs can hold you back without you even realizing it. Once you've identified your beliefs, you can start to change the ones that don't serve you. This isn't always easy. Beliefs, especially long-held ones, can feel very real and true to us. But remember, a belief is just a thought you've thought many times. You can choose to think different thoughts. Identify a limiting belief you want to change. Question it. Is it really true? Can you find evidence that contradicts it? Create a new, empowering belief to replace it. Find evidence to support your new belief. Act as if your new belief is true. For example, let's say you've identified the belief, I'm not good enough. You might question this by thinking of times when you've succeeded, or when people have appreciated you. You could replace it with the belief, I am worthy and capable. Then, you'd look for evidence of your worth and capability in your life. Finally, you'd start acting as if you truly believe you're worthy and capable. This process takes time and repetition. You're essentially rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways. It might feel awkward or false at first. That's normal. Keep at it, and eventually, the new belief will feel natural and true. As you start to shift your beliefs, you'll notice changes in your life. Empowering beliefs open up new possibilities. They give you the courage to try new things, to persist in the face of challenges, to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. For example, if you shift from believing, I'm too old to start a new career, to it's never too late to follow my dreams, you might find yourself taking steps towards a new path. You might take a class, network with people in your desired field, or start a side project. These actions, born from your new belief, can lead to real changes in your life. Remember, your beliefs create your reality by influencing your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. When you change your beliefs, you change the foundation of your life. It's like giving yourself a new set of colored glasses to see the world through. Everything looks different, and new possibilities emerge. The third key to harnessing your consciousness is emotion. Emotions are incredibly powerful. They're like the fuel that powers the engine of your consciousness. Your emotions influence your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. They can either propel you forward towards your goals or hold you back. Many people think emotions just happen to us, that we can't control how we feel. But while it's true that we can't always choose our initial emotional reactions, we do have more control over our emotions than we often realize. By understanding and working with your emotions, you can harness their power to support your goals and improve your life. First, it's important to understand that all emotions serve a purpose. Even emotions we typically label as negative, like anger or fear, have important functions. They're trying to tell us something or protect us in some way. The key is to listen to the message without being controlled by the emotion. For example, fear might be telling you to be cautious in a potentially dangerous situation. That's useful. But if fear is stopping you from pursuing your dreams, that's not helpful. The goal isn't to never feel fear, but to feel it and still take positive action. Similarly, anger might be signaling that your boundaries have been crossed. That's important information. But if anger is causing you to lash out and damage your relationships, that's not serving you well. The aim is to acknowledge the anger, understand its message, and then choose how to respond. One helpful way to think about emotions is as a scale, with the most positive emotions at the top and the most negative at the bottom. It might look something like this: joy, love, empowerment; passion, enthusiasm, optimism, hopefulness; contentment, appreciation, boredom, frustration; pessimism, doubt, worry, anxiety; anger, blame, depression, powerlessness. The goal is to gradually move up this scale. You don't have to jump from depression straight to joy. That's usually not realistic. But you can move from depression to anger, which actually has more energy, then to frustration, then to hopefulness, and so on. Practice emotional awareness. Throughout the day, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Don't judge your emotions, just notice them. Use positive emotions as fuel. When you're feeling good, use that energy to take action towards your goals. Positive emotions can boost your creativity, productivity, and resilience. See negative emotions as messengers. When you feel a negative emotion, ask yourself what it's trying to tell you. Is there a problem you need to address? A boundary you need to set? A belief you need to examine? Choose better feeling thoughts. If you're feeling down, try to find thoughts that feel a little better. You don't have to jump straight to positivity, just reach for a slightly better feeling thought. Use visualization to generate positive emotions. Spend time imagining scenarios that make you feel good. Your body and mind respond to vivid imagination almost as if it were real. Practice gratitude. Feeling grateful is one of the quickest ways to shift your emotional state. Try to find things to appreciate even in difficult situations. Take care of your physical state. Your emotions are closely tied to your physical well-being. Regular exercise, good sleep, and healthy eating can all support more positive emotions. As you get better at working with your emotions, you'll find that you have more control over your life experiences. You'll be less at the mercy of emotional ups and downs. Instead, you'll be able to use your emotions as valuable information and as fuel for positive action. This doesn't mean you'll never feel negative emotions. That's not the goal, and it's not realistic. The aim is to have a healthy relationship with all your emotions, to understand them, and to use them in ways that support your well-being and your goals. Emotional mastery also helps in your interactions with others. When you're in control of your emotions, you can respond to situations more effectively. You're less likely to react in ways you later regret. You can communicate more clearly and empathetically. This can lead to better relationships, both personal and professional. Remember, working with your emotions is a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice. Be patient with yourself as you learn. Over time, you'll find that you're better able to navigate life's challenges and to create the experiences you want. Common mistakes people make. When it comes to using the power of consciousness, there are some common pitfalls that many people fall into. Let's explore these mistakes so you can avoid them and make faster progress on your journey. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting immediate changes. They might try positive thinking for a day or two, and when their life doesn't transform overnight, they give up. Remember, changing your consciousness is like turning a big ship. It takes time and consistent effort to see significant changes. Think about it like planting a garden. You don't plant seeds one day and expect to see a full garden the next morning. It takes time for the seeds to sprout, grow, and bloom. The same is true for the seeds of thought you plant in your mind. Keep nurturing them, and they will grow. Another common mistake is trying to ignore or suppress negative thoughts and emotions. Some people think that being positive means never having a negative thought. This isn't true or helpful. Negative thoughts and emotions are a normal part of the human experience. The key is not to eliminate them, but to learn how to handle them constructively. When you try to ignore negative thoughts, they often just get louder. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It will keep popping back up. Instead, acknowledge these thoughts and emotions. Understand where they're coming from. Then, you can choose how to respond to them. Some people get so caught up in trying to think positively that they forget about taking action. While your thoughts are incredibly powerful, they need to be paired with aligned actions to create real change in your life. For example, if you want a new job, it's great to think positively about your abilities and opportunities. But you also need to update your resume, apply for positions, and prepare for interviews. Your positive thoughts will support these actions, making you more confident and resilient in the process. Another mistake is thinking that if you just think the right thoughts, you can control everything in your life. This leads to frustration and disappointment. The truth is, there will always be things outside of your control. What you can control is how you respond to these things. Your consciousness doesn't determine every event in your life, but it does influence how you perceive and react to these events. Focus on controlling your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and reactions, rather than trying to control every external circumstance. Consistency is key when it comes to harnessing your consciousness. Many people start out strong, practicing positive thinking and visualization daily. But then life gets busy and they let these practices slip. Remember, working with your consciousness is like exercise for your mind. Just as your body needs regular exercise to stay fit, your mind needs regular practice to maintain a positive, empowering consciousness. Now that we've covered common mistakes, let's talk about the right way to practice using your consciousness. This approach will help you avoid the pitfalls we just discussed and make steady progress towards creating the life you want. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire thought process overnight, start with small, manageable changes. Maybe begin with a 5-minute daily gratitude practice, or choose one area of your life to focus on, like your health or your relationships. As you see positive results, you'll be motivated to expand your practice. Consistency is crucial, so create a daily routine for working with your consciousness. This might include morning affirmations, evening reflection, or midday visualization. Find times that work for you and stick to them. Over time, these practices will become habits as natural as brushing your teeth. Remember to pair your mental work with aligned actions. If you're visualizing career success, also take steps towards your career goals. If you're focusing on improving your relationships, make an effort to communicate better or spend quality time with loved ones. Your thoughts and actions should support each other. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and aware in the moment. It's a powerful tool for working with your consciousness. When you're mindful, you can catch negative thought patterns quickly and redirect them. You're also more aware of your emotions and can use them constructively. Try spending a few minutes each day in mindful awareness. Notice your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations without judgment. This practice will strengthen your ability to work with your consciousness throughout the day. Remember, changing your consciousness is a journey. There will be ups and downs along the way. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, and other days you might struggle. This is normal. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories. Treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer a good friend. Working with your consciousness is a lifelong journey. There's always more to learn and explore. Read books on the subject, listen to podcasts, or attend workshops. Stay curious and open to new ideas and techniques. Keeping a journal can be incredibly helpful. Write down your thoughts, experiences, and any changes you notice in your life. This serves two purposes. It helps you process your experiences, and it provides a record of your progress. When you're facing challenges, you can look back and see how far you've come. Your environment plays a big role in shaping your consciousness. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you and your goals. Limit exposure to negative influences when possible. Your social circle can either lift you up or hold you back, so choose wisely. While consistency is important, don't beat yourself up if you miss a day of practice. The goal is to make working with your consciousness a natural, enjoyable part of your life, not a chore. If you're feeling resistant one day, take a break or try a different approach. The key is to keep coming back to the practice. As we wrap up this journey into the power of consciousness, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored how your consciousness, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions shapes your experience of life. We've discovered that you have more control over your inner world than you might have realized, and that this inner control can lead to profound outer changes. We've learned about the 3 key principles of using consciousness effectively: focus, belief, and emotion. By directing your focus, reshaping your beliefs, and working with your emotions, you can start to create the life you truly desire. We've also explored common mistakes to avoid and practical ways to incorporate these principles into your daily life. Remember, harnessing the power of your consciousness is not about achieving perfection. It's about progress, about gradually shifting your inner world to support your goals and dreams. It's about becoming more aware of your thoughts and choices and aligning them with the life you want to create. This journey of consciousness is deeply personal and unique for each individual. What works for one person might not work for another. That's why it's important to experiment, to find the practices and approaches that resonate with you. Trust your intuition and be open to adjusting your approach as you go along. As you continue on this path, you may face challenges. There might be days when it feels difficult or when you don't see immediate results. During these times, remember why you started this journey. Recall the vision you have for your life and let that motivate you to keep going. The power to shape your life lies within you, in the incredible tool of your consciousness. By learning to use this tool effectively, you open yourself up to new possibilities, greater joy, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. You become the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. So, as you move forward from here, carry with you the knowledge that you have the power to influence your life in profound ways. Every thought, every belief, every emotion is an opportunity to shape your experience. Use this power wisely and compassionately for yourself and for others. Remember, this is not the end of your journey, but rather a new beginning. Each day brings new opportunities to apply what you've learned, to grow, and to create the life you desire. Embrace this journey with open arms, with curiosity, and with the confidence that you have everything you need within you. Your consciousness is a powerful force. Use it well and watch as your life transforms in beautiful and unexpected ways. The power is yours. The time is now. Your extraordinary life awaits.